What's going on YouTube? This is JabberTech. I'm super excited because I've always been a big LG fan. I'm always rooting for them, and I'm always rooting for them to do better than last year. Well, that's this time. This time it's the LG G8 ThinQ. Let's go ahead and unbox this thing, do the initial setup, and give you my initial impressions. But I'm really excited to unbox this and check it out. So as we unbox this, let's talk about the specs. The main specs that you want to know is the price right off the bat. And that price is $820 retail. Now that's just the manufacturer's suggested price. Don't pay that, guys. Here in the US, just about every carrier is giving it to you. Well, they're selling it to you for under $700. And this is no exception. This is a $620 phone right now at T-Mobile. Again, prices might change depending on how the timing goes and whatnot, how their sales goes. But this microfiber cloth that we get in every LG phone is very familiar to us. And this is what we've gotten from LG. It's their second year promise. They just want to show you that, you know, they're doing well and forget about the bootlipping days from the past. They're giving you an extra year warranty to prove that to you guys. And all my phones, honestly, since the V10, I have not had any issues whatsoever. Snapdragon 855 inside. You also get 6 gigabytes of RAM and 128 here in the USA. Charges with USB-C, and it is a fast charge. Now, this is a 4.0 fast charge compatible device, but you only get 3.0 in the box, so if you want a little bit faster charging, you kind of have to spend that extra cash. And inside here is where you get the manuals, but none of us really read that. But just in case you guys want to know what's in here, let's just take this off and we can check it out together. So you do get your SIM ejection tool, and then you get the usual books. We're not really interested in these books. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have actually read this or not. I've never read that before. But moving on with the specs, guys, you do have this 6.1-inch OLED panel, and I think it's an absolute beautiful panel. At least the one on my V40 has been really nice, so I'm excited to see this one. This one is supposed to be even better, and of course it has HDR10 compatibility, so all your movies are going to be super crisp and nice. It's a 1440 by 3120 panel, and that's about 564 for those PPI monsters out there. Gorilla Glass 5 on the front, Gorilla Glass 6 on the back, and the back just shimmers. You get that nice blue-black kind of look to it, and I really am a fan of this, depending on the light. Sometimes I don't even know if my phone is black or my phone is blue. Hi. It is IP68 water and dust resistant, so you're getting all the flagship specs at a really great price here. You have an 8 megapixel shooter on the front with a time of flight sensor, and that's absolutely huge. That is great for security. You can't fool this thing with a picture. You can't fool this thing with a video of yourself. This is actual 3D mapping, and once it's enabled in Android Q, we'll be able to actually use that for mobile payments, and I think that's something super cool. Thank you, LG, for that. Now, we do have two lenses. We kind of got the shaft here. LG did not give us that telephoto lens that's found on other parts of the world, other variants, but we do have a 12 megapixel shooter on the front for the regular, and that has an aperture of f1.5, and the super wide, which is why I've always kept an LG phone in my pocket, is a 16 megapixel shooter, and that aperture is a 1.9. You have a flash here, and then you have an actual fingerprint scanner. I'm a fan of an actual fingerprint scanner, guys, until the under display gets a little bit better. Looking at the side of the phone, you do have your volume rockers, and then you have the Google Assistant key, and this key is something that I've been using quite regularly, definitely a couple times a day. This will work when the screen is off or on, and it is in a good placement. You really don't mix it up for the volume rockers, at least I don't. And then finally, you do have your power button on the other side, which is placed pretty much perfectly, guys. No issues with that power button. I think it's a really nicely placed button, so you can find that. You don't have to stretch, and you don't have to do anything. Next, on the bottom, you do have a headphone jack there, and you do have that quad DAC that LG's really pioneered, and no one else has copied it. Unlike the super wide, people haven't really been copying that quad DAC, so you're getting a nice audio experience from LG. That's really what keeps LG in my pocket as well. They're really giving you some premium components in here that a lot of people, a lot of consumers overlook. USB-C for charging as well as wireless charging. Now, you do have this crystal sound technology, and I'll just play a quick sample so we can see what it sounds like. And you do have a bottom firing speaker, but really, guys, the whole phone is your speaker because they have that resonance chamber inside, the boombox that they call it. So this is actually going to make everything kind of shake. And at first At first, it's a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. Whenever you're watching something or you're listening to something at high volumes, mid volumes, your whole phone shakes and you kind of think it's a cheap device, but of course it's not. It's just using the phone as its resonance chamber. But once you get used to the vibrating phone, once you get used to this, it actually is really nice. And quite honestly, guys, I haven't been using a Bluetooth speaker as much as I used to on other devices just because this gets loud enough on a flat surface for listening to podcasts or just listening to some songs when you're at someone's house or you're in your own house and you just want to listen to a few songs. You don't have to go through the trouble of actually pairing a Bluetooth speaker to this. And let me just show you the sample. So that's just the front screen. And it seems like it's coming mostly from the top here. That's the whole experience. And now listen to the difference. I will talk more about it in my full review. That's coming shortly, so definitely subscribe and leave a thumbs up. I will have case reviews and other type of accessories for this in the next coming weeks, so definitely stay tuned for that. But I'm really a fan of this boombox speaker, and really go check it out, guys, if you don't believe me. But it's something super cool, and with most LG flagships, you're still getting that 810G rating. That doesn't mean that you can drop this and not get it cracked. That just means that the internals are well protected against shock and against everything else like that. So well done for giving us a pretty premium device, guys. The UI is something that I wish LG would have kind of changed. Now I have the high contrast. This is the dark mode theme. I kind of wish they would have changed it up a little bit and refreshed it, sort of like what Samsung did with One UI. But throwing on a launcher like Nova, which is what I'm going to do, will change it. And just to show you, this is the high contrast kind of theme. This is their dark theme, guys. And I'll show you what it looks like without the dark theme, just because maybe you're not into the dark theme. Pretty standard Android these days. No real issues with that. I personally like the dark theme, but we'll get into that a bit later. I have set up the Jedi Mind Tricks, guys. So the first one I want to show you is the hand ID to unlock, and I'm actually surprised about it. It actually did work pretty well. And it unlocked. So it's not as bad as I thought. I thought it would be pretty clunky, pretty gimmicky, and it could come in handy in certain times, but let me just show you that again. So it is quick. It's not as quick as just placing your finger on the fingerprint scanner, which sadly is still a little bit slow. LG really hasn't done anything to speed up these fingerprint scanners. Over the past generations, they've pretty much been standard. So I'm not really a fan of that. I hope they can fix that out, but you do have the hand ID if you want. Let me just show you that again. Another way that you can unlock this is with your 3D scanning, the face unlock. So I'll be doing that as well and giving you my thoughts on that, guys. So give me a little time with this, guys. I'm going to check out all the Jedi Mind Tricks on it. I'm actually going to use this device. I use all these devices that I purchase myself. So this will be my daily driver for the next foreseeable future, and I will give you my thoughts on it, so just give me a little time. But subscribe so you don't miss it. Leave a thumbs up if you like this video, if you want more content like this. I will have some cases come in and some accessories as well for this, so stay tuned. There is a lot more LG goodness to come. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.